Kelsey.
And I'm Eryn. I'm pregnant.
And I'm not, but we both have the same goal of bringing home a happy, healthy baby.
Hi guys.
Hi.
We are super excited to be back today. We are going to be visiting the chiropractor today, which is awesome. So with my first pregnancy, my daughter lived up in my ribs, and so it was recommended to me to go see a chiropractor. So the last 10 weeks of my pregnancy, I practically lived at her office. And that was the first time I had experienced chiropractic care, but it was fantastic. I loved it. Also, when I was in labor, in my long labor, it was actually my doula recommended to me that we go back in again and try to get adjusted. So mid-contractions, I had an adjustment, and I swear to this day that's what got baby in the right position and got her here a couple hours later, which was fantastic. So with this pregnancy, I decided I was going to go right from the get-go, be proactive, and start seeing my chiropractor as soon as we found out we were expecting. So chiropractic care has been a pretty common thing for me.
So in confession time, I have actually never been to the chiropractor before. As a doula, I recommend it, and there's proof that it's super helpful, so I don't feel bad recommending it, but then I also kind of feel like, and I never lie about it either, I promise, but I'm just kind of like, you should totally go.
I've heard it's great.
And then I'm like, let me get you a recommendation, because I've never been before. So, yeah, I'm a little bit nervous.
It's so awesome. Chiropractic care is fantastic. It does so many things. I never knew, how, I guess, proactive you can be with it.
Right.
This time around, after baby Lemke is born this time, I plan on getting he or she into the chiropractor right away to get an adjustment. So they talk about, even as babies, being born, their neck. And so there's so many things. It helps with ear infections, sleep regression, reflux, amazing things. So this time, for sure, this little one's going to be using the chiropractor, and I enjoy the relationship I have with my chiropractor. She's pretty fantastic. So
yeah, and I part of me I've kind of been like, well, I haven't had a reason necessarily, but talking about being proactive with it, and I think that's kind of what maybe made me think maybe this is a good idea to check into for infertility and see what
for sure
what a chiropractic adjustment can do in that way. So
I'm
excited.
So today I'm just looking for, I have my obvious aches and pains that you have with pregnancy, so it's just kind of nice. It helps to get my pelvis in line and just kind of, and we've actually been proactive with working on my ribs because we know that the last one lived there, and I think just my statue kind of makes it so babies like to live in my ribs. So
baby has nowhere else to
there is nowhere for a baby to go. So so for me, like I said, it's just kind of a proactive thing that we're doing, but we're looking forward to going and visiting Allie today.
And you get to come along.
I know. Yay. So we'll see you at the office. Bye.
Hi, I'm Allie Simmons with Resilient Health and Wellness. I'm a chiropractor, and I also do acupuncture. We also have massage therapy and cupping. We are at 6723 South 180th Street, so essentially 180th and Harrison. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or you can email us. Our website is resilientchiropractic.com, and our phone number is 402-934-7911. Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us here at the chiropractor's office. So this is my chiropractor and dear friend, Allie Simmons. So I've been seeing you for, almost 3 years now. Oh, that's crazy to me. It's been that long.
So crazy.
Yeah, so we're here today to get adjusted. And as I told you guys earlier in the video, I originally started seeing Allie because my daughter was up in my ribs. And so this time we're being very proactive with this pregnancy and working on just basic adjustment, alignment, and trying to get my ribs prepared for another child to move in because we have a feeling that's coming. So so what are your suggestions for me today?
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll make sure we'll do the Webster technique, which is going to be a specific chiropractic analysis and adjustment of the pelvis to make sure that all of that is nice and aligned, the sacroiliac joint, kind of all of that, so that pregnancy is nice and comfortable, and then it makes for an easier and safer delivery as well. And then we'll also kind of work our way up into those ribs, and we'll kind of, as comfy as it is, we'll kind of strip out some of those muscles and stuff to kind of give baby the room to grow. And
hey, it's worth it now to not have a kid kicking there for the last 2.5, 3 months. So
yes, absolutely.
Awesome, sounds good.
Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right, so with Eryn today, we're going to talk about the Webster technique and the adjustment for pregnancy. As we get farther along in pregnancy, we start to, as baby grows, we start to put those pillows and kind of prop around it so that she's nice and comfortable up until delivery. So what we're going to do today is we're going to check the feet, which are going to tell us what's going on with the pelvis. We'll kind of bend her here and do a little bit of assessment of seeing which one is showing us more tension. Then we're going to come up here into the pelvis and check that sacrum. And so with the Webster technique, we're addressing any sacral and pelvic dysfunction and any misalignments in there. So we will check to see what's going on with her. And she's going to have this right side here that we're going to want to adjust. And then we'll kind of work our way up. As we mentioned, Eryn has that rib pain, so we're also going to adjust her up in here into her ribs to make sure that all of that is moving properly so that as baby starts to grow, those can help to spread out with her. Once we do this pelvic adjustment and the sacrum adjustment, we're going to have her flip over onto your back for me. So the Webster technique, it's not only addressing the pelvis, but it's also going to address the muscles and the ligaments. So that round ligament that's going to be up front. In here, we're also going to feel in there for any tension that might be pulling on that. And we just give a nice little touch in there, kind of hold it for a minute, and then help that release. With Eryn, again, we have that nice, lovely rib pain.
Yep.
So Eryn, go ahead and point to where you usually get that at.
She was in here last time.
Right. So as baby's growing, our rib cage is expanding, and so what happens is that those ribs are going to extend out, and then those muscles and nerves that are all in there get very irritated. Mm-hmm. So with Eryn, what we do is we kind of pull those ribs out, and we're also going to kind of pull and stretch on these ab muscles, which feels super great. But it
They're
definitely
still
helps.
there.
Yes, they are still there. They are still there. So what we're doing is we're just kind of helping to stretch this out and get those muscles ready for baby to be growing.
All right, so this is my very first adjustment.
Okay, awesome.
And I've been dealing with infertility, and it is male factor infertility.
Okay.
So, but I'm just kind of looking for something that's going to make me as
absolutely in line as
yes,
possible.
Yeah, absolutely,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So what we'll do is same kind of thing. We'll use the Webster technique, which is again going to be that chiropractic adjustment, the analysis, all of that. In your particular situation, if we'll kind of make sure that the pelvis is in line, because that's also going to optimize the muscles and ligaments of the uterus so that the uterus is going to be functioning properly, so that then it can make sure that the nerves are all working. Awesome. and all that. So we'll kind of do that same type of thing just to make sure it's all
good deal.
In balance.
Good deal. And since this is my first adjustment, is there anything that I should expect or?
Yeah, so it's nice and gentle.
Okay.
We're not going to put a whole lot of torsion and twisting into the spine. You'll be kind of laying down. Afterwards you can kind of like a workout might be, because we are addressing those muscles and all that too. So you can get a little bit sore, but usually, people walk up and they're like, oh, I didn't even know that felt like that or whatever.
Awesome.
So nothing to be worried about. It's nice and gentle and all that.
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
perfect.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, great.
Good deal.
Okay, perfect. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do the Webster technique. So we're going to address the pelvis and the sacrum in here. So we're going to come down, take a peek at her ankles, which are going to tell us, and her feet, which are going to tell us about the positioning of her pelvis and her sacrum. So we're going to bend you here. So she actually has on her left side is what we're going to want to adjust today. So we're going to address this in here, and we're going to adjust that sacrum and that pelvis in here. And we'll come up in here, just make sure all this is nice and in line. Perfect. And then once we adjust this in here, we'll have her flip over as well. And we're just going to feel right in here on these hips here. So a little bit different with someone who is not pregnant is that the round ligament is going to be a little bit lower in here, but we can still kind of find that in there, and we'll palpate and kind of hold that muscle in there. Go ahead and sit on that for me. So with the Webster technique, we can do it to help with any fertility issues. We can help with, painful menstrual cycles, PCOS, endometriosis, just making sure that pelvis is nice and in line. And so we'll do that adjustment for you. And go ahead.
Okay, so what did you think?
It was good. I was so nervous. Like, I don't know why. It's just, you know how it is when you go to like a new...
It's almost like going to the doctor. Like, you're just like,
yeah.
is this going to be bad? Like, is this going to be okay? And
well, and like, I've seen people have adjustments before, like online or, whatever. And I don't know. You just never really quite know what it's going to feel like, I guess. I don't know. And I, like, for some reason, I get kind of like nervous when people are like pushing on my ribs. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, it was totally fine.
Yeah. She's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Allie. She's the best. So, yeah, it was fun. I love going to the chiropractor. It's definitely something that I enjoy having. And like she said, like, it's one of those things that, like, at the very beginning, like, you're kind of like, oh, like, I'm kind of sore. But then at the same time, like, you wake up the next day and you're like, this is fantastic. Like, I didn't realize. And I noticed that so much with Zoe in my ribs. Like, seriously. I was like, as soon as I would leave, it was just like, wow, like, I can breathe again.
Yeah. Well, and like, I don't know, like, it doesn't feel like good different or bad different. It just feels a little bit like different. Like something in my ribs is just kind of like, oh, like that feels a little.
That was something new.
Like something's happening in there. I don't know what, but yeah.
Awesome. So well, we appreciate you guys joining us this week. We look forward to having you next week, where we are going to sweat profusely and laugh hysterically.
Yeah. So if you like our video, please like, subscribe, share. We really appreciate it. And if you guys have any suggestions for stuff you want to see, please let us know.
What would you like to see us do to possibly embarrass ourselves?
Yeah. In what way would you like to have us make fools of ourselves? We're totally game.
We're open for suggestions.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you guys have suggestions, just comment below. And yeah, we're really excited to have you guys follow along with us.
Yeah. Sounds great. Have a good day.
Thanks, guys. Bye.